Hello friends, family, world, Luke here with another video. For those of you unfamiliar with my channel, my name is Luke and my husband Tyler and I make weekly videos documenting our experiences since moving from North America to the UK. In this current series, I'm talking about our experience of traveling around Europe on a 9-week journey through countries including Switzerland, Austria, Paris, Denmark, and many more. And if you want to start from the beginning, be sure to click on the playlist right here and go to episode 1. In our last video, we left off in the city of Chur in the Romansh-speaking canton Graubünden. From Chur, we embarked on the beautiful and renowned scenic train ride called the Bernina Express, which takes you on a panoramic train ride to the Italian town of Tirano, followed by a scenic bus ride back into Switzerland to the Swiss city of Lugano. Switzerland has one Italian-speaking canton, which is called Ticino, and where Lugano is located. And it is definitely a must visit for anyone wanting to experience more of Switzerland than the most usual destinations that people go. If you are going to visit this region of Switzerland, the Bernina Express really is a great, scenic, wonderful way to experience it. It's really interesting on this journey to see the landscape progress from more of an alpine landscape to one that has a bit more of a Mediterranean feel to it. When we eventually arrived in Tirano, Italy, we were so happy to see how much more affordable restaurants were in the area. As over the previous weeks that we had been backpacking through Switzerland, we had found most restaurants were so expensive that we would have blown our budget if we had gone to them. But once we crossed the border into Italy, we saw much more affordable prices and treated ourselves to a delicious lunch, including pizza, lasagna, beer, and gelato. We proceeded to head to the bus, where we continued on our Bernina Express adventure. This bus ride is every bit as scenic as the train prior to it, as it drives along beautiful Lake Como, as well as the quaint little Italian seaside villages that dot this lake. We really hope to return to this area and explore it a little bit more in the future. We arrived in Lugano and proceeded to walk to our accommodation, which was an Airbnb in an area of town called Messagno, and had the most amazing views from our place. We were pinching ourselves that we had the opportunity to see this view from our Airbnb every night for the next 3 nights. The next morning was a little bit rainy, so we decided to take it easy the next morning and wait until the afternoon to do some exploring. We took the train from Lugano to Mendrisio and then a bus from Mendrisio to Meride, which is a great launching point for the UNESCO World Heritage Site Monte San Giorgio. We arrived in Meride and proceeded to the trailhead. This area is known for fossils, and there's apparently a really good fossil museum in the town of Meride, but unfortunately, the day that we were there was a day that it happened to be closed, so we were not able to experience that. But we were able to hike up and get some of the great views that you can get of the valley below Monte San Giorgio. We wish we had more time to appreciate it, as we did have to rush back to catch our bus back home to Lugano, but even the short time that we had was so worth it because the views were absolutely breathtaking. The following day, we explored some of the smaller towns nearby, which included Locarno, Lavertezzo, and Bellinzona. We started with the town of Locarno, which we were able to reach by connecting through the station Giubiasco, and took about an hour altogether to get to from Lugano. Locarno is a really cute little town that has a nice old town to explore as well. In particular, we'd recommend visiting the beautiful church called the Santuario della Madonna del Sasso. From here, there are plenty of vantage points to get stunning panoramic views of the city and the mountains. Next up, we headed to the small town of Lavertezzo. When we planned this, I don't really think I fully understood how tiny this particular town was. Unsurprisingly, this particular town was only reachable by bus that we were able to get from Locarno. This town is most known for a really picturesque, very Instagrammable bridge. To be honest with you though, if you want to get here, particularly with public transit, it's gonna take a bit more work than some of the other places that we've talked about in Switzerland. And that's because the buses don't run as frequently. When we arrived, we found out that we would have to wait about 2 hours until the next bus to take us back into Locarno. At first, we thought that we would be bored having to wait for 2 hours in this very small town for the next bus, but it actually ended up being really nice because it forced us to take some time to enjoy the beautiful sunshine, enjoy some of the nice water and rocks in the area. There's, of course, the bridge as well as a cute little church and a little restaurant that we were able to get really nice iced coffees and just slow down, chat, and revel in our surroundings a bit. We ended up catching the bus back to Locarno, at which point we headed to our final destination of the day, Bellinzona, which is reachable by train by connecting in Tenero. Bellinzona is famous for its 3 castles, which happen to be UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We visited one of the 3 castles called Castel Grande, where you get some nice views of some of the older architecture as well as the surrounding area. Another nice place to visit in Bellinzona is the Palazzo Civico di Bellinzona, which is in the old town, which has a beautiful courtyard and frescoes galore to enjoy. Alright guys, that is it for our video in Italian Switzerland. I really can't stress enough how much we enjoyed the change in pace, landscape, and culture that we experienced by visiting this region of Switzerland. Definitely one to add to your itineraries if you have the time and opportunity to do so. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. And also be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And finally, subscribe if you aren't already. Stay tuned for our next video where we take the Gotthard Panorama Express from Lugano to Lucerne, as well as our experience in the capital of Switzerland, the city of Bern. See you then, bye.